Once upon a time, in the village of Amethyst, there was a girl named Mayté. She was very curious, intelligent, and powerful. She had many friends because Amethyst was small and everyone knew each other. The boys took weaving class and played with dolls, while the girls built castles and played soccer. Mayté liked to go to a small jungle near her house, where she collected corn and wheat to bring to her father Gustavo, who turned them into a wonderful dish to share with the family. Her favorite part of the jungle was the cherry bushes, because besides making lemonade for her mother Claudia, who was a carpenter, she met her animal friends there. She called them the Ruby Club, because of the tones of the bushes that surround them. Each one always shared advice and guidance with Mayté, drawn from their long journeys and accumulate wisdom. She listened fascinated because each member had something different to say. Angela, the lioness, always explained the strength and courage needs to be the queen of the jungle, and Mayté learned and practiced her temperance. Isabella, the anteater, was the wizard. She loved listening to the others, and whenever Mayté had a problem, she always had the right words. She read many books and knew about countless topics. Also, since Mayté loved listening to music. Sophia the turtle, with her golden eyes, told her 1,000 words with just a look. She climbed the tallest tree to watch her when she danced in the village, congratulate her, and never left her alone. They also ate gummies together, and she talked the little adventure how to decorate beautiful cakes. Paz the flamingo always walked happily, loved painting her nails in many colors, was very intelligent, and always helped Mayté with her homework. Ana the jaguar, with her green eyes, was not very talkative, but she was always there for Mayté. She gathered many leaves to weave for her, and with a stone and a small snail shell, she made her a necklace to share, which kept her connected. Mariana the dove always flew above the girl, cared for her, and protected her when necessary. She always returned home to eat cherries and loved listening to the sounds of other birds around her while she danced. Next to this small part of the jungle stood the ancient and wise tree, Lady Camilla. She had spent thousands of years watching and listening to all the stories nature could tell in its immense beauty. She was very calm and always analyzed what was happening around her. Every time Mayté visited her, she told her stories about women who had made history in Amethyst, a village she knew very well. At home and at school, Mayté always shared what she learned in the jungle, and she was always listening too, because she loved to speak and made all the girls feel included. But one day, her father Gustavo went to wake her up with his favorite word, and he always did, equality! It was like a mantra for all the families of Amethyst, but he could no longer say it. Nobody knew what was happening. Mayté, frightened, woke up and tried to say it too, but she couldn't. This was a complex moment for everyone. That day the weather was terrible. It rained as if the clouds also want to say this great word, but couldn't. Mayté knew she had to find a solution, and she decided to go to the Ruby Club, certain that one of her great friends would know what to do. When she told them, Sofia the turtle hugged her and thanked her for sharing her worry. Isabella de Antietam suggests they go on a journey to understand what was happening and recover the word equality. Paz de Flamingo agreed and quickly found a nail polish to cheer Mayté up. Mayté brought along a small magical wooden mirror her mother Claudia had made, so she could communicate with Lady Camila and begin in their quest to recover the word equality. Ana the jaguar and Angela the lioness offered to carry them all on their backs. Lady Camila recommended them to be citing some of the many women from the stories she often told, women for other times and contexts. For example, Mary Wollstonecraft, she was in England in 1792. They knocked on Mary's door. 5 minutes later, she came out, surprised to see the girl with her animal friends, so determined to speak to her, she was a little worried, and Mayté did not hesitate to introduce herself and ask why. Mary smiled at the girl's great attitude and told her she had just read a report by Charles, a politician, who said that women could only learn to clean at home, nor receive formal education like men did. Mary didn't know what to do. Lady Camila, through the mirror, advised Mary to write a response, so they all got to work. Mayté told her she should begin by saying that education should be for everyone, regardless of gender. Specifically, women also have every right to learn and be part of the conversation. Isabella de Antietam said that women could be seen as different and inferior because of the education they had. If they were allowed to go to school and learn beyond household chores, they could give opinions and not depend on a husband. Mayté also told her about the problem happening in Amethyst. For Mary, it was shocking because she considered that word too important. And although it was not heard much in the debate of 1792, a future without being able to say it was catastrophic. She recommended starting to plant the tree of equality, so it would work as a way to sow it again in everyone's vocabulary. Once the response was finished, they decided to continue their journey. With Lady Camila's advice, she opened a portal for them to travel to Paris, to visit another exemplary and wonderful woman named Simone de Beauvoir. They arrived and found her at the port of the Seine River, while she was writing her book to be published, The Second Sex, which would teach the whole club a lot, especially Isabella de Antietam. She began telling them what her book was about. She wanted to show how women were considered secondary in discussions, where they lost their autonomy and create a dependence on men. Isabella de Antietam was surprised by Simone's great intelligence and began to devise a plan to be able to say the word equality again in Amethyst. She realized that women need to identify their value, understanding that change could not only be external but also internal. That was the problem. Women had an internal shame. That's why they couldn't say the word equality. Isabella de Antietam became very happy because with the answers given by Mary and Simone, they could now return to Amethyst and solve the problem. Lady Camila opened a portal so they could return. Upon returning, they set out to use all the tools they had obtained in their journey around the world. First, in the forest, they planted the trees of equality, together with all the boys and girls of the village. Isa also led a workshop with all the inhabitants so they could identify their value and be able to say again the very important word, equality.